The following is a World-Class Bullshitters exclusive.
There's an old saying that goes, keep your words soft and sweet in case you have to eat them. Well, Karma's a bitch, and she's serving up a big portion of humble pie to one man, Tim Miller. Tim Miller is the director of Deadpool. He also worked on Halo Wars, Love, Death, and Robots, and more. But Tim Miller will forever be known as the man who killed the Terminator franchise. If you thought the tale of the indestructible killing machine from the future was incredible, listen to how one man took down the T-800, the T-1000, Sarah Connor, John Connor, and the entire Terminator franchise in one single interview. In 1984, James Cameron's The Terminator was released, starring Michael Biehn, Linda Hamilton, and this little-known Austrian actor, Arnold
Braunschweiger.
The Terminator franchise ranks among the best in the sci-fi genre. So much of the way we talk about the future, sentient robots, and the singularity all come from directly or are inspired by Terminator. Anytime someone wants to joke about a machine making a mistake, they're referencing Skynet going online. As we become more reliant on technology for everything, the age-old cautionary tale of man versus machine becomes real, and it has taken the form of the Terminator in the modern age. Years after the success of Terminator, James Cameron followed up with Terminator 2 Judgment Day, a sequel most considered better than the original. What makes T2 so great is its cast of characters. In that film you have the T-800, the T-1000, Sarah Connor, John Connor, Miles Bennett, Dyson, Dr. Silverman, and more. T2 was the perfect sequel in so many ways, and that's exactly why Hollywood kept cashing in on Terminator. Though Judgment Day had been averted, the Terminator franchise kept rolling along. In 2003, we got Terminator 3, The Rise of the Machines. In 2008, Terminator Salvation. In 2015, we got Terminator Genesis. And in 2019, we arrive at Terminator Dark Fate. Everything changed in 2016. 2016 was the year the all-female Ghostbusters was released. That's patient zero, or moment zero, for the trash entertainment we get today, because it's the first film where the filmmakers felt more than emboldened to fight the fans who didn't like it. They felt it was their ideological duty to defend Ghostbusters 2016 and decry anyone who disagreed. Sound familiar? The actors would routinely make snide remarks about the audience, and the director took it upon himself to fight every battle on Twitter. Of course, all of this strong female empowerment led to a strong, empowered box office. Right? Ghostbusters 2016 became the poster child for bad, gender-swapped remakes, forced feminism, and douchey directors lashing out at you if your ideals don't line up with them. It was a massive failure. It was so hated that a new film was completely made to ignore its existence, and in the definitive box set, well, that only includes an insert to download Ghostbusters 2016. It's not physically in that set. The director, Paul Feig, had to go on social media to complain to even get the insert put in because Sony Pictures didn't even want to acknowledge its existence. That's how bad Ghostbusters 2016 was, and sadly, Ghostbusters 2016 influenced all of our modern genre entertainment. Sony knew that distancing themselves from that dumpster fire would help revive the Ghostbusters franchise, and today we're looking forward to 2 more Ghostbusters films and a video game. Sony was able to save that franchise. Now, only if Terminator could have learned from that mistake. Let's take it back to 2019 where our story actually starts. At San Diego Comic-Con 2019, director Tim Miller was speaking to the press about his then upcoming film, Terminator Dark Fate. The buzz was high because the film featured a female Terminator, a female lead, and the return of Sarah Connor. The first images from the film popped up a while before San Diego Comic-Con, with people online already forming an opinion. This didn't sit well with Tim Miller, who chose to use the biggest platform in geekdom to say something that he regrets to this day. Major movie franchises such as Ghostbusters and Star Wars have been targeted by misogynistic internet trolls in recent years for prominently featuring female characters in leading roles. Tim Miller says Terminator Dark Fate will scare the fuck out of internet misogynistic trolls. Trolls started bashing the film the minute Paramount debuted key art depicting all 3 women together. For director Tim Miller, that misogynic backlash is meaningless. Miller, who broke out in Hollywood after directing Deadpool, recently spoke with Variety ahead of bringing Terminator Dark Fate to Comic-Con later this month. The filmmaker said Mackenzie's cyborg character Grace will be enough to get misogynistic internet trolls shaking in their boots. If you're at all enlightened, she'll play like gangbusters. If you're a closet misogynist, she'll scare the fuck out of you. Because she's tough and strong, but very feminine, Miller said. We did not trade certain gender traits for others. She's just very strong, and that frightens some dudes. You can see it online, the response to some of the early shift that's out there. Trolls on the internet? I don't give a fuck. Paramount's official trailer for Terminator Dark Fate featured no shortage of female characters being total badasses. The highlight of the clip features Hamilton's Sarah Connor firing a bazooka in order to defeat an evolved new Terminator cyborg played by Gabrielle Luna. While Dark Fate also features the return of franchise veteran star Arnold Schwarzenegger, the focus is on a new generation of female characters. This attitude would permeate throughout the rest of the press junket for the film, but karma would intervene. Hubris is wonderful when it's not your own, and Tim Miller learned that the hard way. Dark Fate was a massive failure. On a production budget of $180 million, it brought in a paltry $250 million. In Hollywood accounting, they say a film needs to break 2.5 times its budget to break even. At this rate, it did not, but it also gets worse, with only the original Terminator behind it. That was a brand new original idea not connected to anything else, besides the Harlan Ellison story. Dark Fate was the continuation of the franchise. It should have made more. In 1984, the Terminator brought in $38 million domestically. Adjusted for inflation, the Terminator brought in $93 million domestically in 2019 dollars. Dark Fate brought in $62 million. Not only was Dark Fate a financial failure, but it was the end of the franchise. In 2022, Tim Miller spoke about his Dark Fate and Terminator. And 2022 Miller is a much different person. Tim Miller on his attempt to revive Terminator with Dark Fate. I was wrong. The last time Deadpool director Tim Miller was here at San Diego Comic-Con in 2019, he was promoting his R-rated revival of the Terminator series, Terminator Dark Fate. There was a lot of hope around the film, and Miller was set to right the wrongs of previous installments. Per James Cameron's suggestions, he returned the sequel to a hardcore rating. Not only did he make sure Arnold Schwarzenegger was back, but Linda Hamilton too. The last time she starred in the action series was Terminator 2 Judgment Day. However, the pick tanked at the box office with $62 million domestic and $261 million worldwide, the second lowest growing sequel in the franchise after the original installment. At today's Directors on Directing panel, editor Steve Weintraub asked Miller, "Do you think there's a future in another Terminator movie, almost a Jason Blum version?" Miller quipped, "I don't like your question, Steve." Terminator's an interesting movie to explore, but maybe we've explored it enough, Miller said. I went in with the rock-hard nerd belief that if I made a good movie I wanted to see, it would do well. And I was wrong. It was one of those fucking eureka moments in a bad way because the movie tanked. It didn't tank, Weintraub said. It made $300 million. Then why aren't people returning my phone calls? Responded Miller. Terminator Dark Fate is a tale of two Comic-Cons. In 2019, we saw an angry, haughty director ready to fight tooth and nail for feminism at the expense of the Terminator franchise. In 2022, Tim Miller is a man humbled by his failures. There are many reasons Terminator Dark Fate failed to connect with audiences. It was unnecessary. It was genuinely bad. It undid the accomplishments of Terminator 2. The Terminator franchise was well past its sell-by date before Dark Fate even hit theaters. Trying to come up with a new way to justify an aging Arnold Schwarzenegger became a chore, and when Tim Miller opened his mouth, he just hastened its own downfall. Miller's one outburst set the tone for Dark Fate that led to its ultimate demise, but after the abysmal performance of Dark Fate, Terminator won't be back. So down below we have 3 questions for you. Question number 1. What did you think of Terminator Dark Fate when you first heard it was announced? Question number 2. Did you watch Terminator Dark Fate? Question number 3. What did you think of Terminator Dark Fate? We've done a drunk commentary which you could find here in the archives and over on Patreon as well. It took a lot of alcohol to get through that film, but we want to know what you think, so tell us down below. Also, while you're down there, tell us what your favorite Terminator film is. Mine's T2, followed by T1, and the rest, they don't really matter. But I want to know what you guys think. While you're down there, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button to let us know and to let YouTube know that you enjoy what we do. If you want more of us, click one of the links down below in the description. And until next time, folks, thank you for watching. Be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other. Also, too, if you're Tim Miller, give us a call. We want to do an all-female remake of 12 Angry Men. Thanks for watching today's video. Yes, it's over, but don't cry because there's more, a lot more from World Class Bullshitters. And there's only one way to get it. Hit that subscribe button below. When you do that, you'll get notifications and updates from World Class Bullshitters every time we go live. Basically, you won't miss anything. And if there's one thing I hate, it's FOMO. But the thing most people hate more than FOMO is fear of missing out on World Class Bullshitters because there's just some things you can't undo. So folks, do yourselves a favor and never miss anything from World Class Bullshitters. One last thing before you go, hit the thumbs up button. Not for our egos, no, they're big enough as this, but it does help us fight the algorithm here and, well, it's man versus machine and that's the real fight. But if that's not your battle, That's okay. There's one last way you can help WCBS, and that's going over to shopwcbs.com, picking up a t-shirt, a beer glass, a sweatshirt, a poster, all sorts of ways to back WCBS. The difference between us and other YouTube channels is I'm the artist that makes all this stuff, so if you enjoy art beyond t-shirts, you can even read our comic books. We got it all. We're called the epitome of pop culture for a reason, and no, again, it's not for our egos. So folks, make sure you're involved with every aspect of World Class Bullshitters, not just for us, but do it for yourself. We're making the change in entertainment everybody out there wants to see. And a special thank you goes out to all of our wonderful patrons who make this content possible. Go to patreon.com/worldclassbs to get involved and help out the channel.